All right, guys, we just got done hearing Trinell Walker speak. Trinell is such an amazing story of hope and inspiration. What were your thoughts about today's speaking engagement?
With Terrell's Walker's story, just the resilience and the perseverance of continuing
Yeah,
to say yes to himself and no to what people think that he should not be doing or
right,
that he cannot do. And just having that positive attitude of just walking on water and just keep on swimming.
yeah,
Keep on swimming. And that so resonated with just me hearing what he said, understanding what he said, and just like, okay, you got to take action.
right.
And so, yeah, that was phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Everything was
Everything.
with
Yeah,
him. I
yeah,
mean, and then having his mom and his family, and just the support of what he needed. That here he was, a young man at the prime of his very young life,
right,
who had aspirations to be an NFL player,
right,
and based on what he was saying, had the potential to be.
right,
And then all of a sudden, life changed in an instant. And what did he do?
right.
He did the surreal effect. And
Yeah,
he decided to breathe and to get angry, to do whatever he needed to do to process it. Because that's a mental aspect,
yeah,
even though now it affects him physically.
yeah,
He said, I might be paralyzed from the neck down, but it doesn't stop my mind. And
yeah.
I can still talk. So, yeah.
You know what? One of the things he did here was he did some kind of exercise,
Yes.
right? Talk to me about how important it is to do those kind of meditative exercises in every day. You have a program called That Girl's Smart. Or This
Yes.
Girl's Smart. Is it this?
Yes, that girl is smart.
That Girl is Smart.
Reclaim you, and
Yeah.
then plus being from the mental health field,
Yeah.
it is very important because a lot of times we're so busy running to yeses that we never say no to sit still. And when you're always running in this speed space of a world,
Right.
right? You're always hearing the chaos. You're always hearing the noise. But that moment you get quiet and you can kind of reflect and you can see, okay, now I can see what direction I should go
Right.
or how to go.
Right.
And so breathing and meditating, doing yoga, doing anything that's going to be impactful to the consciousness.
Right.
Because our mind is really a powerful tool.
Yeah, it is.
And so it's very important. And I thought that was so great. You can always just stop and breathe.
Breathe. Yeah. Yeah.
I tell people all the time, when you're breathing, breathe in, but then just poke your lips when you're breathing out, like.
That's awesome. Okay, telling Trinell that my girlfriend has a boy that's just starting to delve into sports, and he just he had an experience of going to a strength and conditioning exercise, and he came back really defeated, really down on himself, down on his performance and everything like that. And I told him that he was kind of setting the stage for his destiny. If he wanted to quit, then they would, what were their ramifications? What would be the ramifications of you not going, and what would be the ramifications? What are the pros and what are the cons of you not going? And we did that. What are your thoughts about that?
I think in today's time,
Yeah.
our youth are not built based on that tenacity and perseverance and strength. Sometimes they have to be pushed just a little bit more, but you have to listen to them.
Yeah.
Ask him what it is that he really wants to do.
Okay.
And if he really wants to be in sports and he really wants to take that avenue, because I can tell you one of the biggest things is that a parent who's very athletic, in which I was.
Yeah.
And my daughter was not athletic at all.
Yeah.
And I almost thought it was a punishment.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I had to realize though that was not what she wanted to do. That was not who she was.
Yeah.
But then sitting down and talking to her and saying, okay, now this is what you want to do. She wanted to play volleyball.
Yeah.
So what did I do? I became her volleyball coach. I got out there with her and I helped her. But just giving them that time to listen and say, okay, what is it can I do to help you?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Instead of just telling them what to do.
Right.
What is it can I do to help you?
That's awesome.
How can I take you? I'll take your hand. I'll go out with you. It may take you 10 or 15 minutes longer to do it,
Yeah.
but it's going to be paramount in their future and in their space that you took the time, especially from a male perspective,
Yeah.
and said, this is what I'm going to do for you if this is what you want to do.
Awesome. Okay, speaking of, I know you have you just finished your master's in. Could you tell everybody what your you're credentialed in now?
Yes, so I just finished my Master of Arts in the professional counseling, and also a Master in Arts in the family and marriage therapy. And so being real rounded in that avenue of just dealing with the whole person, the whole family, and then from the spiritual realm, the whole spirit.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean by sitting still, talking, meditating, reading the word. All of this goes together. And so in this mental field, if you're dealing with root issues,
Yeah.
root causes
Right.
of things you have not dealt with from childhood and you think that it's just buried, it's not buried. And what we recognize, though, is that a lot of times we've learned to say no. And we always say, oh, that's a complete sentence, right?
Yeah.
But what we've not recognized is that our yeses have become too expensive. And we've not counted the cost of the yes.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. You're not going to charge me for the advice you
No,
just gave me
I
about.
am not going to charge you. You are my buddy, my friend. And I just think that you have to process. So
Yeah.
even in this last few weeks of me, I went through another major thing and
Yeah.
I had to kind of process. And I went all the way from the micro system of who I was, all the way back out to the macro.
Yeah.
So working through each individual from the culture side, the family side, the traditions, the values, all of that.
Yeah.
And you can only do those things when you've experienced those things.
Right.
And I've done the work to heal myself so I can help others reclaim themselves.
Okay, last question, and then we'll talk about what's exciting you got going on.
Okay.
Okay. Last question. When was the point where you feel like that? When was the? Is there a point? Most people reach a point where they feel, now I can tell my story. You know, is there? Was there? What was your point when you said, now I can tell my story?
June 5th, 1997, when I was traveling again to Houston. After that year, I'd driven 86,000 miles on a car. And I was just so tired. My body was tired, physically, spiritually, almost like what Terrell just said.
Yeah.
My whole persona of who I was tired.
Yeah.
And I remember pulling over on the side of the street on 45. And I said, God, if you can just help me
Yeah.
to love me, I promise you, I will share my story with the world.
Awesome.
And so that was the point when I got sick and tired of being sick and tired.
That's awesome. Okay, let's transition into what is exciting in Monica Johnson's life right now and what she got working.
Well, what's exciting in my life, I'm actually studying to take both national tests for counseling.
Okay.
And then I'm just now working with different clients from all over the United States right now and coaching them and training them and seeing these aha moments of where they're connecting that inner child to either the grown child, the grown adult, male or female, and helping them to be able to see, this is what I call recovery.
Yeah.
We're all in recovery. How do we move forward? We all have to recognize that we are in recovery. And so I created an acronym for the word recovery. And so I'm now training those that acronym, that recovery is where you sit back and you make sure that it's realistic.
Okay.
That you'll be able to empower yourself, and that that it's collaborative. Remember, we're moving forward together.
Yeah.
And then you take an ownership for where you are and where you want to go. And then the B, you have to make sure that it's valuable. Is what you're doing valuable?
Yeah.
Because if it's not valuable, then how will you recover?
Right.
And then when you look at the E, is it executable? Is it equal
Okay.
to what you want it to be? How can you evaluate yourself? How can you change what you need to change? And then when you're looking at the SCOVER, is the next R, is reclaimed. You have to reclaim you. You have to reclaim you.
Yeah.
And that's where the Y comes from. That means settling in all of your trauma, settling in all of your past, reflecting on it, but going forward with it, and not just sitting in that pain. Because if you're gonna sit in it, they don't talk about it.
Right.
But if you're ready for the change and you're ready to be healing, you're ready to be whole, then you want to know that you're always in recovery. It's no different than we all say that we're all rich is undone, right? Oh no, we've all fallen short
Yeah.
of the glory, right? We're all in recovery.
Yeah.
So we all have to be in recovery. How do you be in recovery? You sit down, you sit still, take out a pen and paper, and get quiet. I promise you, in 5 minutes, if you're quiet for 5 minutes and you're writing it down,
Yeah.
it's going to change your life.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's going to change. So that's what I'm doing. I'm training that now, still working with the girls, now setting up all my speaking engagements so I can get back out. I started back speaking again, so I'm really excited about that.
And that's the next thing and that's my next question is if people want to get a hold of you so they can have you speak at their go to speaking engagements and have you speak, where can I get a hold of you at?
TheMonicaJohnson.com. So THE Monica MONICA Johnson JOHNSON.com. TheMonicaJohnson.com. That's the best.
Monica, it's nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
You were so inspiring to me. You have a story that we relate a little bit of, so I just wanted to let you know that.
Thank you, and likewise, I can't wait to get with you so we can talk about you.
Yes. Okay. All right. Perfect. Thank you.